Well, the Black Lives Matter movement is back in the headlines, becoming a challenge for presidential candidates of both parties. Protesters recently interrupted Hillary Clinton while she was speaking at a historically black university in Atlanta. She eventually went on to finish her speech, which focused on criminal justice reform and race. What about the media's role in all of this? Are they complicit? Joining us now, our media panel. Tammy Bruce is a radio talk show host with TammyBruce.com. She's also a Fox News contributor. Alan Colmes is host of the Alan Colmes Show, nationally syndicated by Fox News Radio. So these protesters shouted down Hillary Clinton, wouldn't let her speak. Eventually, they did get quiet and I guess left the stage. But John Lewis said he believes the protesters represent another time and another period. He said it is unfortunate that they didn't listen to the secretary. Well, he comes from the time when protesters were loud and got their. There are some who say the slogan should be all lives matter or innocent lives matter.
Yeah, well, look, when it comes to the media, obviously this is the first time we've seen a Hillary Clinton speech get any news because of this dynamic. Same with Bernie Sanders when they went up on the stage and actually stopped one of his speeches. But I think that when you're looking at what's going on in society and these marches that chant about wanting cops to be dead, it's not exactly a far stretch here to realize that that's contributing to the attitude in the culture. The problem is when you see this also, it's only a few people. And when it comes to Hillary, I think it's even helpful in a way. I agree with Alan that, look, she got a lot of applause at that event, but Americans, including African Americans especially, who don't want to be associated, they don't like this notion of police are the enemy. When people are being called in the inner city, when the police are needed, if they're being called by other African Americans who need assistance, this is harming their lives first, and that's the irony. Lastly, the big issue is economics, right? So in some areas in this country, 50% of African Americans are unemployed. You never hear about the economic dynamic, and this is effectively another shiny squirrel to keep that conversation from happening about how liberals have destroyed the economic future of people, especially who live in the urban areas. I think the immediate thing that affects every black life is the economy and why the justice system becomes so involved in some people's lives because of hopelessness, because of no jobs, because of gangs, because of the breakdown of the family. These are issues when it comes to everyone's lives, especially those who are living below the poverty line. But regardless of your complexion, that's the thing that we all relate to. And to reduce the argument about Black Lives Mattering only when it comes to prison, I think, is an abandonment of that community as a whole.
It's not just prison, it's the whole criminal justice system. And by the way, look at
the economy.
Look at the economy.
That is a result of the economy being so awful.
And look at the economy now. Look at the economy at the end of the last administration. There's no comparison to where the economy is.
Excuse me. The unemployment rate for African Americans has skyrocketed. And that's something you can thank Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton for.
You can't say the economy is better than it was, or rather worse than it was when Obama came into office. A rising tide lifts all boats. We've gone from 10-something percent, 5.1%. That helps everybody.
More people out of the workforce since 1977, and every African American watching this program knows what I'm saying is the truth.
It's amazing to me that the right wing can find something terrible in an economy where the unemployment rate is much lower than Mitt Romney said it would be at the end of his first term.
Point to statistics.
And we've made it much sooner than that.
We'll continue the discussion with these two. Always interesting to have you on. Alan Colmes, Tammy Bruce. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jenna.
Okay.